Phantom Parade is not a real game. I don't know what to call this thing. Well, maybe I do. I'll let you guys call it that in the comments. But yeah, this is insane. I mean, they are planning so far ahead with this game. It's kind of nuts. So there's a lot of stuff in here that you've probably not seen in the global edition. So huge shout out to my friend Hydros Plays for the data mine here. Basically, long story short, they've got all these banner images in the files, which is not uncommon, right? But what this tells me is one thing that I speculated way when we first heard that they were bringing out Megumi when they did skipping Yuta, all that stuff, or jumping Yuta. They didn't skip him, but you get my point. I said, hey, are they going to try to catch up to the Japanese version? And I would say, and I said also, hey, that sounds kind of crazy to do, because what that means is that they'd have to speed run this game for like 6 months. And that's because the game is a year old. That's kind of hard to do. Well, they don't have to do it 6 months. That's just if they care about anybody at all, because they already don't care if they're doing it all, a year's worth of content in 6 months. They can do it faster than that, and they may be on pace to do it faster than that. So anyway, what am I talking about? This tells me that they do plan on doing that, for the record. And there's even some stuff in here like 15 million player memo with that Yuji, and then Megumi being back. There was a holiday thing in here somewhere that he had sent me a few days ago that they also are planning on. So they just got all this stuff in here. But this stuff being in the data mine and the files doesn't mean like, you know, it's the end of the world or anything. But seeing what they're doing here, that is where things are kind of interesting. So they put out last night that they are going to be doing new content. They gave another update, the bi-weekly update. So global edition bi-weekly event updates. So what we have happening here is we've got the Red Yuji and SSR Momo coming out on December 3rd. I think that somebody was saying that they skipped somebody. That was supposed to also happen in this area, I guess. I'm not sure. But these characters are coming out in 2 days. In 2 days. They're up for 14 days, 2 weeks. They're coming out in 2 days. Also, 3 days after that, on my birthday, hilariously, somebody gonna buy me hollow purple summons. If you're gonna do that, hit me up on Twitter. No, I was just joking, but if you wanted to do that, anyway, on my birthday, hollow purple is releasing. Yuta's like a week old. Maybe is he older than that? Maybe like a week and a half. Dude, can we slow down? You know, the crazy thing is that you're now in a position where you may be better off. Don't hear what I'm not saying, but it's possible that if you're not a spending player, I'm going to talk about that in a second, you may be better off largely skipping everything until the half-year anniversary, which was JP's half-year anniversary, where they dropped Gojo, Geto, and Toji, right? So you may be better off saving until then. I don't know. I mean, with the rate this game is going, that could be in like 2.5 months. Like, seriously, that could be right around the corner. It's not going to be a crazy 6-month long wait with the rate this game is going. I have no. So like, when the Megumi thing popped up, one of the things I also said was maybe that since the game was brand new, they wanted to kick off things with a bang. They wanted to drop off some quick hitter, you know, popular characters they know people are going for. They also have the whole global thing working against them, being that players know what works, what doesn't. They've already solved the meta. They know what to summon for when it comes to the global version because of the Japanese version. And global game devs do not like that, which is why they do stupid stuff like this or shuffle the order to get you, catch you off guard. So there's a lot of different reasons why this type of stuff happens, but this is kind of crazy. So for the record, I was going to skip Yuji anyway. I mean, he's fun, but he looks fun. I haven't used him, but I was going to skip him, but I was not going to skip that Momo. I think she's super good. But it's a weird situation to be in when you've got not only these banners, you've got the technically 3 banners, but one of them's SR characters, but all the JJK 0 banners up right now with freaking Yuta, Geto if you wanted him. Like, they've got other characters up right now. We're gonna have 5 active banners featuring new characters at the same time. That is hilariously insane, right? That's hilariously insane. Now they're gonna drop off at different times. Those other ones, and I think Hollow Purple will be around when those other ones drop off. But these middle ones here are leaving after 2 weeks. That's kind of whatever. I don't really know how they make this all right, because here's the deal. And by the way, they have other stuff happening here. I forgot to mention. They're bringing out the tower on the 3rd. They're bringing out the grade upgrade for grade 9 and level up cap, all that stuff. Chapter 10 coming out. Chapter 10 is not a damn thing. I hope they're not counting on Chapter 10 and the cubes you get from Chapter 10. I don't care if it's a couple thousand, 3, 4, 5, 6,000. I don't care. I hope they're not depending on that to offset the amount of banners they're not only releasing right now, but what this game is telling us by this pattern is that they're going to keep it going. That's the thing. We're getting a Hollow Purple now. I have to look at the order, but my God, we're gonna get another 3 character banners in the span of another 2 weeks from now. So like, I don't know what they're doing, right? So they're speed running this game. It's really annoying, and I think that unless they're in a really weird spot. They've got to find a way to make this all right for players. The single multi thing that they've done on the collaboration banners that we've got over the last couple of weeks is cool and all. The free multi, that's cool. Some people probably pull good stuff. That's cool. But these banners also need free multis, cubes. They've got to go back to giving out codes. Anybody notice they just stopped giving out codes after giving one a day? All that stuff, having launch codes, they just don't exist anymore after like nearly a month. They've got to find a way to make this all right, because people are they're not able to keep up with this. Even paying players, if they're not paying above a certain amount, they're not able to keep up with this. Here's the deal. I'm a light spender on it. Well, you can ask, depending who you ask anyway. Maybe you consider $170 a lot of money. Or maybe you consider people that have spent thousands of dollars, because there are people making videos that have spent way more than I have. But regardless, I consider myself to be more or less a light spender. And so I don't know that I plan on dropping all that for these characters. Like, I wanted to pull for Momo. Now I may just skip her. And that's a Phantom Parade gotcha, so she's going to be added to the general pool later. Maybe I do the thing I was telling people maybe to be worried about with Megumi, and just kind of wait. I think that's another thing, is like the good news is with them speed running these characters, that means that they're going to upgrade that pool sooner than they would have in JP. Like, people were telling me they took them 6 months or so on JP. On global, they're probably updating that thing next month, damn near. Like, like who knows what the heck they're doing with this game. I think that they'll probably update it faster, and that may be part of the reason why they're speed running these featured characters out anyway. So kind of a weird situation to be in. But again, remember, all these different gotchas are in here for like stuff that they've already translated, that they're already planning on releasing, which again, they have to do this. They have to, because they're going to do this stuff anyway. But it just tells me that they've already got this game figured out with the global edition, and they already are super well prepared and planned out in terms of what they want to do with it. And that could, so like 8 million player memo right here, 2025 New Year featured gotcha. That should be kind of concerning that they've already kind of figured out what they want to do with this too, despite the fact that it's good being organized. It tells me, like I said, I think they're truly trying to catch up to the Japanese version, which is a daunting task. It's going to require a lot of work. And I don't know if people can keep up with this unless they increase dramatically how generous they are. You can't dramatically increase the rate at which characters come out and not increase how generous you are. It doesn't make any sense. So at this point, when the hell did the game launch, dude? It was like early November, right? We're with the game, since the game launched, we're gonna have what, 7 new gacha characters? Because Junpei, these ones, the collaboration ones, Megumi, I mean, all of that in a month. When have you seen a gacha game do that? I don't care if it's a global edition of a Japanese game that's 10 years old. When have you seen a game do that? That is crazy. I don't know that I've ever seen it, and especially on launch. I don't know that I've ever seen that, and I've played dozens and dozens and dozens of gacha games over about 10 years span. I don't know. So I think they're kind of crazy. I don't care how many cubes you can get from other things like the tower potentially. I don't even know what that pertains. I haven't really checked into it. I just think they've got to get a hold on this, because what they're going to do is they're going to fracture this player base, and people are going to move away. And you can't, if you're a game dev you can't look at this and say, oh, we don't care about our free players. You need free players. You need them to cook the books on your game. You need them to spread the good word about your game, potentially turn into a spender for you in the future themselves, or bring in new spenders to the game for you. You need the publicity. You can't just say, because we're a solo or single player game, we don't care about the free atmosphere. You can't say that. You also can't say the same about your light spenders. Like I said, right now, I'm not even sure I even wanted like this. This almost looks daunting to me, to the point where I'm just like, screw it. I almost just don't care. If I wasn't a content creator, I would just say screw it. Like I seriously would. And that's not because I don't enjoy the game. I actually enjoy the game a lot, even though there's not a ton to do, for the record. I enjoy the game. And I play it daily. It's one of my most played games. It's fun to just work on my account, improve my stuff. Like, that's fun for me. Okay, I'll take that. But I don't know that I keep up with this game seeing this, and I'm sure people have already dropped off, and I'm sure people listening to me right now are like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. And if that's the case, thank you for your support. I appreciate you regardless of the decision you make. But this is kind of crazy, man. I don't know what the plan is with this, in terms of, are they just truly trying to catch up? And if they're trying to catch up, by what deadline? Are they going to try to be caught up by the 6-month mark, to where the stuff JP is getting right now for their 1-year anniversary is our half-year anniversary? Is that what they're trying to do? And that, by the way, they still wouldn't be caught up, because they'd still be months behind, actually, now that I think about it. God dang, they've got to go into overdrive. Or the other way this works is if JP slows down. I know that JP's had periods where they've been kind of slow over the last year. I know they've had periods like that I've seen people talk about. But if JP slows down post-anniversary a little bit, that could be a thing where they just drop one character in a month or something like that. That kind of helps Global, if that is the goal. But I'll tell you right now, if the goal is not to catch up, then I don't know what they're doing. Because if the goal is not to catch up, what they're going to wind up doing is they're doing all this now, but they're going to wind up taking a huge, huge pause. And this game, a couple of months from now, is going to just be nothing. There's not going to be new characters. There's going to be like maybe one gacha that's up for like a month at a time. Like there's not going to be anything going on. Something has to give. It can't be this rapid fire pace. So I do assume that they're trying to catch up, which is crazy, because again, the pace is going to have to stay this way for however many months. Actually, you know what I will say? I equated JP's 1-year anniversary characters to our half-year anniversary, because they're both anniversaries. I mean, at this rate, those characters that JP is getting now could come out. I have to actually do the math on the rate at which they're releasing banners. Hopefully somebody on Reddit has done that to tell us, like, in theory, how many months we'd be in at the rate that we're going to get. If you're listening, somebody on Reddit, please do this and send it to me. At the rate that we're going to get the Japanese stuff, like, how far away truly are we? Are we 4 months away, 7 months away? Like, when is it? And if we got pretty close, here's a fun thing. I think that they may drop those characters randomly because they are celebratory characters. But if we got kind of close and we didn't hit the 6-month mark, say it was like 4 months, what they would do at that point is they'd bring out the stuff that comes out post-anniversary before the anniversary. So the anniversary characters for JP right now could be a part of the half anniversary, if that makes sense. They'd go out of order like they did with Megumi. So like, it's just kind of weird. Like, this game, I don't know what the long-term goal is, other than obviously to fish for as much money as possible. But I don't think that their goal is to end their game in a year. I don't think they're here like, oh, we got to make as much money in a year as possible, and we're going to shut this bad boy down. Ha ha, players, we got over here on you. No, this is trying to be, they're trying to create an infinite money hack. They want to keep going, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to end it in a year. So I think they're towing a very thin line, and it's going to be hard to keep players engaged, interested, spending until you get to whatever your goal is with this game. I don't know. Maybe they even get to a point where they start doing global first characters when they drop this game and it's tied at the same time as JP. Maybe they'll do global first or something like that. We've seen other games like Dokkan be pretty keen on doing that prior to their sync. So I don't know, man. I just think they're pretty weird. But all in all, what do you guys think? I could keep going on this topic, but I'm going to end it here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And one last thing I'll say is I do enjoy the game a lot, and this isn't going to make me want to stop playing it per se, but I don't know that I'm going to be summoning like I said. So kind of crazy, and I'll see you all next time.